I could not ever admit that there was a real issue. So I go into this place called Bridgeway in Galesburg, and as a part of this intake session, my mom and dad come down here because I wasn't in any sort of relationship with anybody. They were the closest people to me, even though I was hiding everything going on in my life. And they came down there, and I remember the counselor saying, and this was kind of like a spiritual moment, like an epiphany or so in my life. And the counselor says to my mom and dad, she says, "What do you want for Mark?" And I remember my mom saying, "We just want for him to be happy and healthy." And it was just like a spiritual 2x4 hit me across the head, because for me, I had set all these hurdles and these bars that I had to measure up to, and all my family ever really wanted, all I ever had to be was me. They just wanted me to be happy and healthy. And so I got into this program, and I was like, all right, I'm turning things around. I don't have these lies I'm living anymore, and I get into this outpatient program, and I'm going every night after work, and I get a haircut, and I'm cleaned up, and people are complimenting me that I'm looking good, and I get these counselors. I end up convincing them that I don't need aftercare after 30 days, that I've got this thing with. And I go over to a buddy's house after I graduate from that thing, and I tell him how awesome it's been to be sober for 30 days. And we ended up celebrating that night with alcohol and drugs, and boom, I couldn't see that. Instantly, I'm living the lie again with my family. I'm living the lie again with work. And I'm going on this downward path that alcohol and drugs was leading me on. So over the next several years, that was probably 1996 or something like that. Over the next 6 years, I'm in and out of this AA program, the NA program, and I got this keychain full of 30-day, 60-day, 90-day newcomer chips. I'm going in and I'm seeing these winners, in these meetings, and I see it working for them, and I'm seeing a real change in people, but I can't seem to get it, I don't know. It's not that I couldn't get it, I just wasn't getting it, So there comes a point in time where it was spring of 2002, and at this point in time, I'm just whipped. I can't even look at myself in the mirror anymore without wanting to cuss at myself. I just think I'm a worthless piece of crap, And I give up going to these meetings, and at this point in time, my boss knows I still got an issue, so he's sending my paycheck up to my parents, and my parents are sending me down a gas card and a grocery card and the checks for the bills I've got. So, I'm working as an engineer, and this is the life I'm living. And, they'll send me the checks down for the energy bill, and I'll cross off Alliant Energy and put, to the gas station so that they give me actual cash for the check, and I'm doing whatever I can to try to get money to keep living life the way I am. So I'm living this miserable walking death existence, and my sister needs help moving in Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm in Galesburg. And it was a Friday night on September 12th, 2002. And I was supposed to go there right after work, and I called up and I said, "Lindsay, I'm not going to come until tomorrow morning. I'm going out drinking with some friends from work." And I go out and I get really drunk, blackout drunk. I get apparently about 18 miles up the interstate, and witnesses say that I'm increasing my speed from 90 miles an hour to 50 miles an hour to 90 miles an hour to 50 miles an hour, and I'm all over the road. All of a sudden, and I'm not aware of this because I'm driving on a blackout. So all of a sudden, and this is where I snap out of my blackout, I feel my car smashing back and forth across the guardrails, and it comes to rest on the side of the road. And I look out in front of me and I see motorcycles scattered on the highway. I thought, I'm like, geez, I ran into another accident. I'm drunk. I got to get out of here. And I try to put my car in gear to get away, and my car's totaled. And all of a sudden, there's a person on my driver's side. He says, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, stay here. There's a car in the ditch. I got to go check on those people." And I get out of my car, and I'm leaning on my car, and I look down in the ditch, and I can see an overturned truck down there, and the light shining still. And there's this eerie silence. And the state trooper shows up, and he arrests me for drunk driving. And he asks me, he goes, "Do you know where you're at?" And I told him a place about 100 miles south of there on a different highway. I had no idea where I was. So he arrests me, and I go to the Henry County Jail in Cambridge, Illinois. And while I'm sitting in the back of the state trooper's vehicle, a helicopter lands on the highway, and I know it can't be good. And he comes into the holding cell at 2 in the morning, and he says, "Mark, you're being charged with reckless homicide. The woman that was in the truck died from her injuries." See, what happened was, I was driving up the interstate, swerving all over, and there was a truck, 2 people going out to a motorcycle rally out west. And the front of my car got the back of their trailer and caused them to lose control and flip into the ditch, and the lady in the passenger seat was ejected from the vehicle. The truck rolled over her chest, crushed her chest, and killed her. And I couldn't believe that my alcoholism and drug addiction had caused me to take a person's life. You know, this is something that I thought you'd see in like an after-school special or on the news. This doesn't happen to me, you know. So I get one phone call, and I can't imagine what it was like for my dad to take this. Like, "Oh, Dad, I killed someone tonight. Drunk driving, and I don't know what I'm going to do." And to this day, I don't know what it was like for them to live that way, because I was incarcerated then. But I can't imagine what it was like for him to then have to tell my mom chaplain's here to see you. Do you want to see him? And I'm thinking to myself, why is he here to see me? Is it like a Bible study or something like that? And I said, yeah, I'll go see him. And I walk in this room, and there's a little old man sitting there. And he says, hi, Mark. My name's Rodney. And I'm here because your cousin Tina's worried about you. Tina's up here today. And it was like the hand of God had reached into that cell block and touched me where I felt like I couldn't be touched, you know. And he said, Mark, I've dedicated my life to saving the souls of young men. And I've been coming in here for the last 50 years, every week. He's 76 years old, and he's been coming here since he was 26. And he still goes in there today, 14 years later. He's like 90 years old, and he still calls me. I've got messages from him on my phone. But he helped me turn the corner. And he told me that I've been forgiven for the things that I've done, and I needed to forgive myself. And it started me on